Australian farmers are world leaders on solutions to some of agriculture's biggest global challenges, including declining soil and landscape health, which is impacting agricultural systems worldwide. Next week, more than 50 leading Australian farmers are coming together for a two-day National Soil Summit with drought and climate on the agenda. Well, joining me live is Grant Sims, ex-president of the Victorian No-Till Farmers Association, Mr Trethewey, Soils for Life Director and Managing Director of Tas AgCo, and Harriet Finlayson, Poultry Farmer. Thank you all very much for joining us. So much to get through, but we'll do our very, very best. So, Sam, let's start with you because you've recently been appointed to the Board of Soils for Life. Just explain to us a little bit about it.
Thank you. So Soils for Life is a non-for-profit organisation and it basically works on assisting Australian farmers repair their soil and their landscape through peer-to-peer networks, knowledge, case studies, access to information, and a broader community that are out there with boots on the ground making real change.
And Grant, how do you think traditional farming practices used by families can really work on different approaches?
Yeah, I think it's just building on, there's been some big gains in, soil health and production with no-till farming and things. And it's just, when we can add more diversity in and address more nutrient and biological needs of the soil, we can see, we can then reduce chemical inputs and essentially grow healthier, produce for consumers to consume.
Yeah, certainly, in the spotlight at the moment, isn't it? And Harriet, tell us about your launching poultry enterprise that happened through COVID, a bit about your background.
Yes, well, I moved back to the family property just during COVID, right at the start. And it all started with some fertile eggs bought off Gumtree in the post. I was a bit shocked to find that most of our local food on the shelves here in town comes from 900 kilometres away. So I thought, why not try and produce some local food for local people to eat?
And it's so important, isn't it, Sam, for local produce and what we are seeing again with soil. Tell us a bit more about the summit and the importance of this and, 50 leaders from the industry really getting together. What will we learn from it?
So it's an opportunity. Soils for Life has been around for about 10 years. It was founded by Major General Michael Jeffrey, and he talks about this concept of soil security. So we talk about food security, but obviously we need food, we need water, but what underpins all of that is actually soil. So there's this concept that we've done some amazing stuff, our human civilization, but we really owe our existence to that top 6 inches of topsoil. So over the last 10 years, Soils for Life's been working really hard, developing world-leading case studies, profiling some of the best farmers practicing regenerative farming techniques that are improving their soil health. And I suppose the summit's about bringing them all together to celebrate their knowledge and bringing new and interested parties to come and learn from what they've been up to. Because I suppose like any business manager, farmers, and Grant can attest to this, the best way they learn is by looking over the boundary fence or looking into other farmers that have trodden this path before them. And so the summit's all about celebrating that profile and continuing the momentum. And I suppose with, what looks to be a very dry summer coming up and the benefits of a healthy soil and a healthy landscape, we're going to see those types of farms and farmers, really start to thrive as their landscapes become a lot more resilient.
All right, well, Sam, there you go. But Grant, do you agree? I mean, you're a 6th-generation farmer and I believe that you're known for solving problems rather than treating symptoms. So how beneficial has this been?
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. It's really good to get out and have a look around. But I know when we started looking at sort of what's causing some of these symptoms to appear, and in the past, some of the tools and that we had for us to address this was, usually more chemical options, which exposes us to a little bit more risk as farmers and our workers doing that. And then essentially we're growing plants and killing things with insecticides and fungicides. So when we sort of swung our focus onto let's improve the life and the health of the soil, we saw a flow-on effect to less of these symptoms appearing. We're addressing more of the causes or the problems. That then led to more, nutrient-dense or better health, plant health. And then we saw the flow-on effect, how when we put our animals onto that, we see better live weight gains, less animal health problems, profitability. And also in the process, we're now measuring that, getting all these things in line, we see, we're buffering our soils to be more resilient, for the droughts and floods and fires and things that we face so much of in this country. So, and yeah, at Soils for Life, this platform is just a really good place where farmers can network and share, these experiences and help each other grow.
Yeah, it sounds good. Lots of ideas and, as you said, preparing for what's to come. And yes, we've got El Nino and the positive IOD, don't we, Harriet? The warmer and drier than average conditions coming up. How are you preparing?
Yes, well, here in the rangelands, it's dry more often than not. So by using the techniques with regen ag, we're actually making our landscapes more tolerable with the dry periods and preparing more so for when it is going to rain, so it's ready to really react in the right way. And we use animals to do that. We couldn't do it without using animals. And a nutrient dense byproduct of that is what we can provide to consumers as well, to people, to local people.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. We've got to wrap it up, but just quickly, Sam, tell us about the the opportunities, for financials, investors, and so forth that have opportunities in this field.
It's enormous. I mean, every time you open the Financial Review, we're reading about ESG, environmental sustainability, governance. We're reading about the importance of that in local communities and social. So we know that capital is chasing climate resilient, climate friendly, sustainable practices. And we've seen that happen in agriculture, and of course we're seeing it happen elsewhere. So there's absolutely, by increasing the groundswell and momentum of this space, we're creating more sophisticated opportunities for institutional and other types of capital to come into the sector, which only starts to kind of snowball and increase the amount of food and land that is under these management practices, which I think is just going to be great for everyone and everything.
All right, we do have to wrap it up there, but Sam, Grant, Harriet, thank you very much.